could understand Krishna.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Okay, we can start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Darati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrijatam Saganaragunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Kopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha kalpatarupyascha kripa sindhupya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Prabhu Hare Krishna Subham Prabhu Tandat Pranam Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you for joining Prabhu. Okay, so today we continue chapter 9, text number 23.
Hare Krishna, Dano Pranam.
Tandat Pranam Prabhu Jai Shri Prabhupada. Yepyanya devata bhakta yajjante sraddhayanvita tepi mameva kaunteya yajjantya vidhi purvakam. Yajjantya vidhi purvakam. Word to word. Synonyms. Ye, those, api, also, anya, other, devata, demigods, bhakta, devotees, yajante, worship, shraddhaya, Shraddhaya Anvita, with faith, they, api, also, mam, me, eva, even, Konteya, O son of Kunti, yajanti, sacrifice, avidhi, purvakam, in a wrong way. Translation. Whatever a man may sacrifice to other gods, O son of Kunti, is really meant for me alone, but is offered without true understanding. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Persons who are engaged in the worship of demigods are not very intelligent, although such worship is done to me indirectly, Krishna says. For example, when a man pours water on the leaves and branches of a tree without pouring water on the root, he does so without sufficient knowledge or without observing regulative principles. Similarly, the process of rendering service to different parts of the body is to supply food to the stomach. The demigods are, so to speak, different officers and directors in the government of the Supreme Lord. One has to follow the laws made by the government, not by the officers or directors. Similarly, everyone is to offer his worship to the Supreme Lord only. That will automatically satisfy the different officers and directors of the Lord. The officers and directors are engaged as representatives of the government, and to offer some bribe to the officers and directors is illegal. So demigod worship is illegal because we cannot try to bribe the officers of the universe. This is stated here as avidipurvakam. In other words, Krishna does not approve the unnecessary worship of the demigod. Carried one more. Aham hi sarvayagyanam bhukta cha prabhurev cha na tu mama bijananti tadve na tasya te. Yes, Pranjal Prabhu. Yeah, that's funny. So translation. Oh, did we read the word? No. Aham, I, he, surely. Sarva of all. Yagyanam, sacrifices. Bhukta, enjoyer. Cha, and. Prabhu, Lord. Eva, also. Cha, and. Na, not. Tu, but. Mam, me. Abhijanati, no. Tatvena, in reality. Ataha, therefore. Chyavanti, fall down. Te, they. Translation. I am the only enjoyer and the only object of sacrifice. Those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature fall down. Did you, Pranjal Prabhu, did you show this verse after that? You should have shown this next. Purport. Here it is clearly stated that there are many types of yagna, performances recommended in the Vedic literatures, but actually all of them are meant for satisfying the Supreme Lord. Yagna means Vishnu. In the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly stated that one should only work for satisfying Yagna or Vishnu. The, the perfectional form of human civilization, known as Varnasrama Dharma, is specifically meant for satisfying Vishnu. Therefore, Krishna says in this verse, I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices because I am the Supreme Master. However, less intelligent persons, without knowing this fact, worship demigods for temporary benefit. Therefore, they fall down to material existence and do not achieve the desired goal of life. If, however, anyone has any material desire to be fulfilled, he had better pray for it to the Supreme Lord, although that is not pure devotion, and he will thus achieve the desired result. Hmm. Yeah, I was wondering what was this verse from Bhagavatam. Luvesh Prabhu is not here. Hare Krishna, Lebang Prabhu, Tandat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Haribo.
Haribol. Where it was?
Sami Prabhu,
Yes, Prabhu.
when are we going to read like the nectar of devotion, or is it instruction? I confused the two.
End of the week, Prabhu.
End of the week, like how, Prabhu? And we supposed to read it like on Thursday?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, I think on Thursday and Saturday.
Okay, Prabhu. Are we still like in the Ishtagoshti, Prabhu? Are we still going to do that mini preaching? It's not a preaching, but I don't know what to call it.
You mean
Oh,
group?
summarizing. Are we going to still summarize?
Like, are we going to talk or like?
Yes, yes. Like let's say after His Grace Bhakta Prahlad Prabhu speaks, are we still gonna summarize after him?
I think no, but I'm not sure. Maybe, but I think no, because Karti Prabhu said only Prahlad Prabhu will speak, but maybe something little. I don't know. Karti Prabhu will explain.
Okay, Prabhu.
I was trying to think this. If, however, anyone has any material desire to be fulfilled, he had better pray for it to Supreme Lord, and he will thus achieve the desired result. Because there was verse like this, but I was trying to remember where it was in my notes, but my brain.
प्रभु दिस दिवस अकाम सर्व कामों मोक्ष काम उदार थे.
Yes, Prabhu, but I don't know Sanskrit, so I cannot. I need the verse number so I can search it.
In second canto, I have second canto.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, I have this in my notes also. Oh, here it is. Yes, I think it's second canto, third.
Second canto, first chapter, verse number 30 or like this.
Yes, Prabhu. See this one.
No, not this.
But this is one.
This.
2, 3, 10.
Hmm.
A person who has broader intelligence, whether he be full of all material desire, without any material desire, or desiring liberation, must by all means worship the Supreme Whole, the personality of Godhead. Haribol. Yes, Prabhu. Very nicely found. Okay, who wants to read the next verse, verse 25?
I can read, Prabhu.
Oh, Haribol. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to read, Prabhu. Yeah. Yanti deva vrata devan pitrinyanti pitirvrataha bhutani yanti bhuteja yanti madhyajinopi mam. Synonyms. Yanti, achieve. Deva vrataha, vrataha, worshippers of demigods. Devan, to demigods. Pitrin, to ancestors. Yanti, go. Pitir vrataha, worshippers of the ancestors. Bhutani, to ghosts and spirits. Yanti, go. Bhutejaha, worshippers of ghosts and spirits. Yanti, go. Mat, my. Ya jinaha, devotees. Api, also. Mam, onto me. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Those who worship the demigods will take birth amongst the demigods. Those who worship the ghosts and spirits will take birth amongst such beings. Those who worship ancestors will go to the ancestors, and those who worship me will live with me.
Yes, Prabhu. So this is for the demigod worshippers who say that everyone will go to the Supreme Absolute.
Yeah. Purport.
I need to do that. Oh,
But Prabhu?
I was just saying I need to show it to my sister.
Yes, Prabhu.
She's
Purport.
into forefathers, you know.
Yeah, she'll go to the forefathers.
Sorry, Kati Prabhu, for disturbing you.
No problem. Purport. If anyone has any desire to go to the moon, the sun, or any other planet, one can attain the desired destination by following specific Vedic principles recommended for that purpose. These are vividly described in the fruitive activities portion of the Vedas, technically known as Darsha Paurnamasi, which recommends a specific worship of demigods situated on different heavenly planets. Similarly, one can attain the Pitha planets by performing a specific yagya. Similarly, one can go to many ghostly planets and become a yaksha, rakshasa, or pishacha. Pisacha worship is called black arts or black magic. There are many men who practice this black art and they think that it is spiritualism, but actually, such activities are completely materialistic. Similarly, A pure devotee who worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead only achieves the planets of Vaikuntha and Krishna Loka without a doubt. It is very easy to understand through this important verse that if by simply worshipping the demigods one can achieve the heavenly planets, or by worshipping the Pita achieve the Pita planets, or by practicing the black arts achieve the ghostly planets, why can the pure devotee not achieve the planet of Krishna or Vishnu? Unfortunately, many people have no information of these sublime planets where Krishna and Vishnu live, and because they do not know them, they fall down. Even the impersonalists fall down from the Brahma Jyoti. This Krishna consciousness movement is therefore distributing sublime information to the entire human society to the effect that by simply chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one can become perfect in this life and go back home, back to Godhead. Text 26. Patram pushpam palam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti bhartam ashnami prayatatmanaha. Synonyms: Patram, a leaf; Pushpam, a flower; Phalam, a fruit; Toyam, water; Yaha, whoever; May, unto me; Bhaktya, which devotion; Prayachati, offers; Tat, that; Aham, I; Bhakti, upahritam, offer in devotion; Ashnami, accept; Prayata atmanaha, of one in pure consciousness. Translation: If one offers me with love and devotion, a leaf, a flower, a fruit, and water, I will accept it. Purport. Prabhu, just go to the translation one more time. If one offers me, no, translation. Love and devotion, a leaf, a flower, fruit. It should be and water, right? How come? I think Luis Prabhu had made a mistake transcribing it. Is it? Can you just check the verse in Veda base, how the translation is? Or the 1972 version translation, can you check?
Yes, Prabhu. Always, Prabhu. What did you do?
Or water. What about the 19? This is 1972, right? Check the 1972 in the Prabhupada books, if that is different.
Which one?
The 1972 version, Prabhu, in the Prabhupada books, right? This is the 1972 version. No, we should check the 1972, right? Which version this is? 1972 or 19 what? 75?
Oh. 1 second. This is 26.
1972, yeah, it's given on the top. Yeah. Oh, water. Is it? If one offers me with love. Mm.
Yes, Prabhu, but some in the original one there was also mistakes. Yeah, like you can find them.
Anyway, no problem. Yeah, that's okay, no problem. We can just continue reading.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Now, purport. Here, Lord Krishna, having established that he is the only enjoyer, the primeval Lord, and the real object of all sacrificial offerings, reveals what types of sacrifices he desires to be offered. If one wishes to engage in devotional service to the Supreme in order to be purified and to reach the goal of life, the transcendental loving service of God, then he should find out what the Lord desires of him. One who loves Krishna will give him whatever he wants, and he avoids offering anything which is undesirable or unasked for. Thus, meat, fish, and eggs should not be offered to Krishna. If he desired such things as offerings, he would have said so. Instead, he clearly requests that a leaf, fruit, flowers, and water be given to him. And he says, of this offering, I will accept it. Therefore, we should understand that he will not accept meat, fish, and eggs. Vegetables, grains, fruits, milk, and water are the proper foods for human beings and are prescribed by Lord Krishna himself. Vegetables, grains, fruits, milk, and water. Whatever else we eat cannot be offered to him, since he will not accept it. Thus, we cannot be acting on the level of loving devotion if we offer such foods. In the third chapter, verse 13, Sri Krishna explains that only the remains of sacrifice are purified and fit for consumption by those who are seeking advancement in life and release from the clutches of material entanglement. Those who do not make an offering of their food, he says in the same verse, are said to be eating only sin. In other words, their every mouthful is simply deepening their involvement in the complexities of material nature. But preparing nice simple vegetable dishes, offering them before the picture or deity of Lord Krishna, and bowing down and praying for him to accept such a humble offering, enable one to advance steadily in life, to purify the body, and to create fine brain tissues which will lead to clear thinking. Wow. Enable one to advance steadily in life, to purify the body, and to create fine brain tissues which will lead to clear thinking. Nice. Above all, okay. Above all, the offering should be made with an attitude of love. Krishna has no need of food since he already possesses everything that be. Yet he will accept the offering of one who desires to please him in that way. The important element in preparation, in serving, and in offering is to act with love for Krishna. The impersonalist philosophers who wish to maintain that the absolute truth is without senses cannot comprehend this verse of Bhagavad Gita. To them, it is either a metaphor or proof of the mundane character of Krishna, the speaker of the Gita. But in actuality, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has senses, and it is stated that his senses are interchangeable. In other words, one sense can perform the function of any other. This is what is meant to say, sorry, this is what it means to say that Krishna is absolute. Lacking senses, he could hardly be considered full in all opulences. In the seventh chapter, Krishna has explained that he impregnates the living entities into material nature. This is done by his looking upon material nature. And so, in this instance, Krishna's hearing the devotee's words of love and offering foodstuff, is wholly identical with his eating and actually tasting. This point should be emphasized because of his absolute position. His hearing is wholly identical with his eating and tasting. Only the devotee who accepts Krishna as he himself describes himself without interpretation can understand that the supreme absolute truth, can eat food and enjoy it. Can I read one more verse?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yat karoshi yat ashnasi, yat juhoshi dadashi, yat tapashyashi kaunteya, tat kurushva arpanam. Synonyms. Yat what, karoshi, you do. Yat whatever, ashnasi, you eat. Yat whatever, juhoshi, you offer. Tadashi, you give away. Yat whatever, tapashyasi, austerities you perform. Kaunteya, O son of Kunti, that, kurushva, make, mat, onto me. Arpanam, offering. Translation. O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as the austerities that you may perform, should be done as an offering unto me. Let's read that again. All that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all the austerities that you may perform, should be done as an offering unto me. Haribol. Purport. Thus, it is the duty of everyone to mold his life in such a way that he will not forget Krishna in any circumstance. Everyone has to work for the maintenance of his body and soul together, and Krishna recommends herein that one should work for him. Everyone has to eat something to live. Therefore, he should accept the remnants of foodstuffs offered to Krishna. Any civilized man has to perform some religious, ritualistic ceremonies. Therefore, Krishna recommends, do it for me. And this is called Archana. Everyone has a tendency to give something in charity. Krishna says, give it to me. And this means that all surplus money accumulated should be utilized in furthering the Krishna consciousness movement. Nowadays, people are very much inclined to the meditational process, which is not practical in this age. But if anyone practices meditating on Krishna 24 hours by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra around his beads, he is surely the greatest yogi, as substantiated by the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Anybody else would like to continue?
I can read.
Yes, so very good.
Thank you. Prabhuji, before beginning, can I have some questions on the previous verses or discussion if possible for 5 minutes? I think there were too many important points and it's like difficult to absorb everything. It's okay.
Yes, so
3-4 minutes, not more.
Yeah, no,
Thank you.
sir. Please go ahead.
I just read today, I had some were subscribed now in the name of inclusion. Somebody, I read a quote by King of Norway, and they are saying we now
Prabhu is cutting.
allow loving thing and nothing. Because they're so broad and they worship Sai Baba and this Sai Baba. Okay, so they inclusion don't know what are the consequences, and even what we are doing, we don't know we are doing perfectly or not. Like Buddhist in China.
Prabhu was lagging so much, and at the end, it cut. Now he needs to start again.
Sorry, my poor internet connection. So I was saying that people are seeing mindedness, but it's they don't know the. So I think people should be educated about consequences, and Sundar Prabhu has very much emphasized that demigod worship should not be much only exclusive worship of Krishna. So that fortune means is there in ISKM through the mercy of Prabhupada. Otherwise, it's tough. One may also feel that and I was thinking about the last verse, Yat Karoshi Yadashnai. Once you do the offering, it creates an impression, and then you can do other things also for Krishna, chanting, offering, and other things. I agreed. I don't know, poor internet connection.
Yes, Prabhu. We only heard the last part.
Oh, sorry, Prabhu. There is too much poor. Just find Wi-Fi.
Yes.
One second, Prabhu. I think somebody can read. My connection is too bad. Sorry. I don't know what I could hear. So I was saying that I mean people are worshipping demigods, forefathers. All these things are going on, but they don't know the consequences. And I'm not sure even if they will attain those destinations because they're much sinful. And
yeah, they don't actually even worship the demigods properly, how it should be done.
Yes, correct.
of Krishna, which is very much in line with bona fide Vedas, Shastras, under Parampara. So we have a better hope. Otherwise, in name of inclusion and being broad-minded, people are allowing the leaders, governments everywhere. Like especially, I read about Norway today. In our country, also, I see this. My state they are allowing worship of Sai Baba, and the leader is also doing that to impress the followers. So like that. So yeah, thank you. I will read. Continue.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Shubha Shubhalam eva moksha se karma bandhana sannyasa yoga yuktatma vimukto mam upashyasi. Synonyms. Synonyms. Shubha good, Ashubha evil, Falay results, evam thus moksha se free, karma action, bandhane bondage, sannyasa of renunciation, yoga the yoga, yukta atma having the mind firmly set on, vimukta liberated, mam to me, upashyasi you will attain. Translation: in this way you will be freed from all reactions to good and evil deeds, and by this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. Purport: one who acts in Krishna consciousness under superior direction is called Yukta. The technical term is Yukta Vairagya. This is further explained by Rupa Goswami as follows. Rupa Goswami says that as long as we are in this material world, we have to act. We cannot cease acting. Therefore, if actions are performed and the fruits are given to Krishna, then that is called Yukta Vairagya. Actually situated in renunciation, such activities clear the mirror of the mind, and as the actor gradually makes progress in spiritual realization, he becomes completely surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, at the end, he becomes liberated, and this liberation is also specified. By this liberation, he does not become one with the Brahma Jyoti, but rather enters into the planet of the Supreme Lord. It is clearly mentioned here, Mam Upeshyasi, he comes to me, back home, back to Godhead. There are 5 different stages of liberation, and here it is specified that the devotee who has always lived his lifetime here under the direction of the Supreme Lord, as stated, has evolved to the point where he can, after quitting this body, go back to Godhead and engage directly in the association of the Supreme Lord. Anyone who has no other interest but to dedicate his life to the service of the Lord is actually a sannyasi. Such a person always thinks of himself as an eternal servant dependent on the supreme will of the Lord. As such, whatever he does for the benefit of the Lord. Whatever action he performs it as a service to the Lord. He does not give serious attention to the fruitive activities or prescribed duties mentioned in the Vedas. For ordinary persons, it is obligatory to execute the prescribed duties mentioned in the Vedas, but although a pure devotee who is completely engaged in the service of the Lord may sometimes appear to go against the prescribed Vedic duties, actually it is not so. It is said, therefore, by Vaishnava authorities that even the most intelligent person cannot understand the plans and activities of a pure devotee. The exact words are Vaishnavira Kriya Mudra Vigyana Bujai. A person who is thus always engaged in the service of the Lord or is always thinking and planning how to serve the Lord is to be considered completely liberated at present and in the future. His going home back to Godhead is guaranteed. He is above all materialistic criticism, just as Krishna is above all criticism. Text 29. समोहम सर्वभूतेषु नामे द्वेषोस्ति न प्रियः ये भजन्ति तो माम भक्त्या मयिते तेषु चापि अहम्. Synonyms: Sama, equally disposed, aham, I, sarva bhuteshu, to all living entities, no one, me, mine, dvesha se, hateful, ashti is, nor, priya dear, ye, those, bhajanti, render transcendental service, to, yet, mam, unto me, bhaktya, in devotion, may, unto me, te, such persons, teshu, in them, cha, also, api, certainly, aham, I. Translation: I envy no one, nor I am partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. Purport. One may question here that if Krishna is equal to everyone and no one is his special friend, then why does he take a special interest in the devotees who are always engaged in his transcendental service? But this is not discrimination, it is natural. Any man in this material world may be very charitably disposed, yet he has special interest in his own children. The Lord claims that every living entity, in whatever form, is his son, and as such, he provides everyone with a generous supply of the necessities of life. He is just like a cloud which pours rain all over, regardless whether it falls on rock or land or water, but for his devotees, he gives specific attention. Such devotees are mentioned here. They are always in Krishna consciousness, and therefore they are always transcendently situated in Krishna. The very phrase Krishna consciousness suggests that those who are in such consciousness are living transcendentally situated in Him. The Lord says here distinctly, in me. Naturally, as a result, the Lord is also in them. This is reciprocal. This also explains the word Ashti na priya ye bhajanti. Whoever surrenders unto me, proportionately I take care of him. This transcendental reciprocation exists both because both the Lord and the devotee are conscious. When a diamond is set in a golden ring, it looks very nice. The gold is glorified, and at the same time, the diamond is glorified. The Lord and the living entity eternally glitter, and when a living entity becomes inclined to the service of the Supreme Lord, he looks like gold. The Lord is a diamond, and so this combination is very nice. Living entities in a pure state are called devotees. The Supreme Lord becomes the devotee of his devotees. If a reciprocal relationship is not present between the devotee and the Lord, then there is no personalist philosophy. In the impersonal philosophy, there is no reciprocation between the supreme and the living entity, but in the personalist philosophy, there is. The example is often given that the Lord is like the desire tree, and whatever one wants from this desire tree, the Lord supplies. But here the explanation is more complete. The Lord is here stated to be partial to the devotees. This is the manifestation of the Lord's special mercy to the devotees. The Lord's reciprocation should not be considered to be under the law of karma. It belongs to the transcendental situation in which the Lord and his devotees function. Devotional service of the Lord is not an activity of this material world. It is part of the spiritual world where eternity, bliss, and knowledge predominate. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Ribor, who wants to read?
I can continue.
Mm. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, I can read.
Yeah, Subham Prabhu, you can read.
Oh, one second.
Api
Sorry, Prabhu.
अपि चेत् सुदुराचारो भजते मामनन्यभाक् साधुरेव मन्दव्यः सम्यग् व्यवसितो हि सः अपि in spite of Chet, although Sudrachara, one committing the most abominable action, Bhalte engaged in devotional service, Mam unto me, Ananyabhak, without deviation, Sadhu sent, certainly, Sahi Mantavya to be considered Samyak completely Yosita situated, he certainly sahi. Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated. Purport. The word Sudrajaro used in this verse is very significant. We should understand it properly. When living entity is conditioned, he has two kinds of activities. One is conditional and the other is constitutional. As for protecting the body or abiding by the rules of the society and state, certainly there are different activities even for the devotees in connection with the conditional life, and such activities are called conditional. Besides these, the living who is fully conscious of his spiritual nature and is engaged in Krishna consciousness or devotional service of the Lord has activities which are called transcendental. Such activities are performed in his constitutional position and they are technically called devotional service. Now in the conditioned state, sometimes devotional service and the conditional service in relation to the body will parallel one another, but then again sometimes these activities become opposed to one another. As far as possible, a devotee is very cautious to that he does not do anything that could disrupt his wholesome condition. He knows that perfection in his activity depends on his progressive realization of Krishna consciousness. Sometimes, however, it may be seen that a person in Krishna consciousness commits some act which may be taken as most abominable socially or politically, but such a temporary fall down does not disqualify him. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that if a person falls down but is wholeheartedly engaged in the transcendental service of the Supreme Lord, the Lord being situated within his head beautifies and excuse him from that from that abomination. The material contamination is so strong that even a yogi fully engaged in the service of the Lord sometimes becomes in, ensnared. But Krishna consciousness is so strong that such an occasional fall down is at once rectified. Therefore, the process of devotional service is always a success. No one should deride a devotee for some accidental fall down from the idle path, for as is explained in the next verse. Such occasional fall downs will be stopped in due course as soon as the devotee is completely situated in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, a person who is situated in Krishna consciousness and engaged with determination in the process of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, should be considered to be in transcendental position. When if by chance or accident is found to be have fallen, the word sadhure is simply are very emphatic. They are a warning to the non-devotees that because of an accidental fall down, a devotee should not be derided. He should still be considered saintly even if he has fallen down accidentally. And the word mandapya is still more emphatic if one does not follow these rules and derides a devotee for his accidental fall down, then he is disobeying the order of Supreme Lord. The only qualification of a devotee is to be unflinching and exclusively engaged in the devotional service. The mark of a spot which may be seen on the moon does not become an impediment to moonlight. Similarly, the accidental fall down of a devotee from the path of a saintly the character does not make him abominable. On the other hand, one should not misunderstand that a devotee in transcendental devotional service can act in all kinds of abominable ways. This was only referred to an accident due to the strong power of material connection. Devotional service is more or less a declaration of war against the illusory energy as long as one is not strong enough to fight the illusory energy. There may be accidental fall downs, but when one is strong enough, he is no longer subjected to such a fall down. As previously explained, no one should take advantage of this verse and commit nonsense and think that he is still a devotee. If he does not improve in his character by devotional service, then it is to be understood that he is not a high devotee. Prabhu, you can continue.
Yes, so thank you so much for nicely reading, Prabhu. Very good.
Hare
Hare
Bol.
Yes,
Krishna, Gaura
sir.
Shakti, Prabhu, Dhanar, Pranam, all Vaishya Prabhupada.
Krishna Gaura Shakti Prabhu Tandapanam.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna Prabhu.
Sorry.
Hare
Lord,
Krishna.
thank you,
Dear
bro.
Prabhu,
Cannot
Sri
pronounce.
Satyanam Vishnu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept number since all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu, for joining.
Thank you for all being there, Thank you for your association.
Pranjal Prabhu wants to read Hari Bol. Jai. Please continue, Prabhu.
Jai.
क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा गच्छति निगच्छति कान्त्या प्रतिजानाहि न Me Bhakta Pranashati. Synonyms. Shikram, very soon. Bhavati becomes Dharmatma, rightly. Saswatantem, lasting peace. Negachati, attains. Onte, Sanahanti. Pratijanahi, justly declare. Na, never. Me, mine. Bhakta, devotee. Uh, Pranashyati, perishes. Translation. He quickly becomes righteous and attains the lasting peace. Person of simply declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Purport. This should not be misunderstood that in the seventh chapter, Lord says, one who is engaged in mischievous activities cannot become a devotee of Lord. One who is not a devotee of Lord has no good qualification whatsoever. The question remains then, how can a person engaged in abominable activities, either by accident or by intention, be a pure devotee? This question must be justly raised. The miscreants, as stated in the seventh chapter, who never come up to the devotional service of Lord, have no qualification, as is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Generally, a devotee who is engaged in 9 kinds of devotional service is engaged in the process of cleansing all material contamination from the heart. He puts the Supreme Personality of Godhead within his heart, and all sinful contamination are naturally washed away. Continuous thinking of the Supreme Lord makes him pure by nature. According to the Vedas, there is a certain regulation that if one falls down from his exalted position, he has to undergo certain ritualistic processes to purify himself. But there is no such condition because the purifying the process is already there in the heart of the devotee due to his remembering of the Supreme Personality of Godhead constantly. Therefore, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram should be continued without stopping. This will protect the devotee from accidental fall downs. He will thus remain perpetually free from all material contamination. Hare
Haribo. Thank you so much.
Evil.
Okay, we read at least maybe 2 more verses. Let's see. What is? Oh, this is short one. Who wants to read?
I can read.
Yes, Prabhu. Haribo.
I mean, of course, if others don't want to read, I can read because I like to read, but I've already read. So if other devotees don't want to, or then I can read. So you can ask others first.
Yes, anyone can volunteer.
I can read the short one
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
because then I will leave to do some Alinam. So I will read that one.
Yes, Prabhu.
Amhi Paltavyapashrityam Epishu Papayonayam Riyo Vaishyas Tata Sudras Epiyanchi Palam Gachim Mam unto me, he certainly, Alta, O son of Prita, Yapashritya, particularly, particularly taking shelter. Here anyone happy also. Shu become Papa Yanaya, born of lower family. Triya, woman, Vaishya, mercantile, people. Tata, also Shudra, lower class men. Eapi, even they. Yanti, Go Palam Supreme Gachim Destination. Translation by His Divine Grace. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Picture. O son of Prita, those who take shelter in me So they be of lower birth, woman, Vaishya, merchant, as well as Shudra, workers, can approach the supreme destination. Purport. It is clearly declared here by the Supreme Lord that in devotional service there is no distinction between the lower and higher class of people. In the material conception of life, there are such division, but for a person engaged in transcendental devotional service to the Lord, there are not. Everyone is eligible for the supreme destination. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that even the lowest, who are called Chandala, Dogita, can be elevated by association with a pure devotee. Therefore, devotional service and guidance of pure devotee are so strong that there is no discrimination between the lower and higher class men. Anyone can take it and catch it. The most simple man taking center of the pure devotee can be purified by proper guidance. According to the different modes of material nature, men are classified in the mode of goodness, Brahmana, the mode of passion, Kshatriya, or administrators, the mixed mode of passion and ignorance, Vaishya, or merchant, and the mode of ignorance, Shudra.
Prabhu, I was thinking this, the most simple man taking, should this be shelter? Or is it center? The most simple man taking center of the pure devotee. What is that? Is it
Yes, Prabhu, I also was thinking.
so? Karti Prabhu, what is your?
No, Prabhu, I think you can check in the 19. See, because the thing is, Luvesh Prabhu has tried to edit this and make it more nice for the devotees to read, right? I'm not sure if there's an error or not. Maybe you can check in the Google 1972 version.
Is 32?
Yeah.
Is it not the 1972 version, no?
Yeah, this is the 1972 Prabhu. But Luvesh Prabhu, he had basically did some small changes.
Here also it says the most simple man taking center of the pure devotee.
Taking center. But what about in the latest Veda-based version? That should be different, I think.
Let's see.
Shelter.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, it's shelter. Yeah, this is one.
That means there was maybe some spelling error.
Yes, Prabhu.
Anyway, yeah.
Should we
Even in the French Bhagavad Gita or French Shima Bhagavatam, there is some. This is like typing error sometimes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Those lower and then them are called chandalas, and they are born in sinful family. Generally, those who are born in sinful families are not accepted by the higher class. But the process of devotional service and the pure devotee of the Supreme God are so strong that all the lower class can attain the highest perfection of life. This is possible only when one takes shelter of Krishna. One has to take, you see, this is a typing mistake, I think.
Yes, Prabhu. I think
Shelter
this happened
completely of Krishna.
because Prabhupada used the dictaphone. He used to speak. I think he has said shelter, then the dictaphone has understood it as center. I think it must be like this. Because it's so similar word, center, shelter. When you say center, the machine cannot maybe understand. Because Prabhupada used the dictaphone.
And then they will use the dictaphone to rewrite the whole thing, right? They will listen to the dictaphone, right?
Yeah. Someone there has heard shelter wrong. He has heard it center and he has written it center.
Yeah, I think this is what happened.
Yeah,
perhaps they heard. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu.
But because 3 times or 4 times, it says center.
Yes, Prabhu.
Very strange. are finished, then one can become much greater than great Gyanis and Yogis. Thank you very much, dear Prabhu. Vancha kalpatarugacha, kripasindubhyevacha, patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha.
Thank you so much for your kind association, Prabhu.
Thank you very much. All glory Shri Prabhupada.
Okay, Karti Prabhu, you can finish the chapter.
Yes, thank you very much. Text 33. किं पुनर्ब्राह्मणः पुण्या भक्ता रादर्शयस्तथा अनित्यम् अशुखं लोकम् इमं प्राप्य भजस्व माम्. Synonyms: Kim, how much? Punaha, again. Brahmanaha, brahmanas. Punyaha, righteous. Bhaktaha, devotees. Kings. Tatha, also. Anityam, temporary. Ashukam, sorrowful. Lokam, planets. Imam, this. Prapya, gaining. Bhajasvya, are engaged in loving service. Mam, unto me. Translation: how much greater then are those Brahmanas, the righteous, the devotees, and saintly kings who in this temporary miserable world engage in loving service unto me? Purport: in this material world, there are classifications of people, but after all, this world is not a happy place for anyone. It is clearly stated here, Anityam Asukam Lokam. This world is temporary and full of miseries, not habitable for any sane gentleman. This world is declared by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be temporary and full of miseries. Some of the philosophers, especially the minor philosophers, say that this world is false. But we can understand from Bhagavad Gita that the world is not false, it is temporary. There is a difference between temporary and false. This world is temporary, but there is another world which is eternal. This world is miserable, but the other world is eternal and blissful. Arjuna was born in a saintly royal family. To him also the Lord says, take to my devotional service and come quickly back to Godhead back home. No one should remain in this temporary world full as it is with miseries. Everyone should attach himself to the bosom of the Supreme Personality of Godhead so that he can be eternally happy. The devotional service of the Supreme Lord is the only process by which all problems of all classes of men can be solved. Everyone should therefore take to Krishna consciousness and make his life perfect. Text 34 or 5? 34, yes. Manmana bhava badbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam evashyasi yuktaivam atmanam mataparayanaha. Synonyms: mat manaha, always thinking of me. Bhava, become. Mat, my. Bhaktaha, devotee. Mat, my. Yaji, worshipper. Mam, unto me. Namaskuru, offer obeisances. Mam, unto me. Eva, completely. Eshyasi, come. Yuktava evam, being observed. Atmanam, your soul. Mat parayanaha, devoted to me. Translation: engage your mind always in thinking of me, offer obeisances and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. I like the last, the purport, the last purport before this verse. It was very, very nice. See, to him also the Lord says, take to my devotional service and come quickly back to Godhead back home. No one should remain in this temporary world full as it with miseries. Everyone should attach himself to the bosom of the Supreme Personality of Godhead so that he can be eternally happy. And see, Prabhupada says, the devotional service of the Supreme Lord is the only process by which all problems of all classes of men can be solved. Nice. Yeah. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, offer obeisances, and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. Purport. In this verse, it is clearly indicated that Krishna consciousness is the only means of being delivered from the clutches of this contaminated material world. Sometimes unscrupulous commenters distort the meaning of what is clearly stated here, that all devotional service should be offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Unfortunately, unscrupulous commentators divert the mind of the reader to that which is not at all feasible. Such commentators do not know that there is no difference between Krishna's mind and Krishna. Krishna is not an ordinary human being, he is absolute truth. His body, mind, and he himself are one and absolute. It is stated in the Kurma Purana, as it is quoted by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami in his Anubhashya commentaries on Chaitanya Charitamrita, 5th chapter, Adi Leela, verses 41 to 48. Deha Dehi Vibhedo Yam Neshware Vidyate Kvachit, which means that there is no difference in Krishna, the Supreme Lord, between himself and his body. But because they do not know the science of Krishna, the commentators hide Krishna and divide his personality from his mind or from his body. Although this is sheer ignorance of the science of Krishna, some men make profit out of misleading the people. There are some who are demoniac. They also think of Krishna but enviously, just like King Kamsa, Krishna's uncle. He was also thinking of Krishna always, but he thought of Krishna as his enemy. He was always in anxiety, wondering when Krishna would come to kill him. That kind of thinking will not help us. One should be thinking of Krishna in devotional love, that is bhakti. One should cultivate the knowledge of Krishna continually. What is that favorable cultivation? It is to learn from a bona fide teacher. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we have several times explained that his body is not material but is eternal blissful knowledge. This kind of talk about Krishna will help one become a devotee, otherwise, understanding Krishna from the wrong source will prove fruitless. One should therefore engage his mind in the eternal form, the primal form of Krishna. With conviction in his heart that Krishna is the supreme, he should engage himself in worship. There are hundreds of thousands of temples in India for the worship of Krishna, and devotional service is practiced there. When such practice is made, one has to offer obeisances to Krishna. One should lower his head before the deity and engage his mind, body, and his activities, everything that will make one fully absorbed in Krishna without deviation. This will help one transfer into Krishna Loka. One should not be deviated by unscrupulous commentators. One must engage in the 9 different processes of devotional service, beginning with hearing and chanting about Krishna. Pure devotional service is the highest achievement of human society. In the 7th and 8th chapters of Bhagavad Gita, pure devotional service to the Lord has been explained. Apart from the yoga of knowledge and mystic yoga of fruitive activities, those who are not purely sanctified may be attracted by different features of the Lord, like the impersonal Brahmajyoti and localized Paramatma. But a pure devotee directly takes to the service of the Supreme Lord. There is a beautiful poem about Krishna in which it is clearly stated that any person who is engaged in the worship of demigods is most unintelligent and cannot achieve at any time the supreme award of Krishna. The devotee in the beginning may sometimes fall from the standard, but still he should be considered superior to all other philosophers and yogis. One who always engages in Krishna consciousness should be understood to be the perfect saintly person. His accidental non-devotional activities will diminish and he will soon be situated without any doubt in complete perfection. The pure devotee has no actual chance to fall down because the Supreme Personality of Godhead personally takes care of his pure devotees. Therefore, the intelligent person should take directly to this process of Krishna consciousness and happily live in this material world. He will eventually receive the supreme award of Krishna. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport to the 9th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of the most confidential knowledge. All glories to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Yeah.
Hari Bol.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you so much for allowing me to read. Please forgive me for my mistakes in reading. Thank you all devotees for tolerating me.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, what is the meaning of minor in 33rd verse? Purport.
Which word, Prabhu?
Minor. Imperfect, minor.
33, 933. Prabhu, I can find that word.
No, you can just type MINOR and check.
It's not there in 33.
It's not there, Prabhu. Is it? Okay. Subham Prabhu, it's not there.
Which verse is it?
Sorry, Prabhuji, I have noticed somewhere, so I want. Okay, list.
Yes, Prabhu. Okay, let's read the 6 Astakam prayers. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhavamahadavagninirvapanam shreyah kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamritasvadanam sarvatmasnapanam param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam.
नाम्नामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रापिता नियमिथा स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन्ममापि दुर्दैवमीदृशम् इह जनीनानुरागः त्रिनादपि शुनिचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानीनामानदेन कीर्तनीयः सदा हरिः
न तनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितं वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतद्भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि
ऐनन्द तनंज किंकरम पतितं मां विस्मय भवाम्भुतौ कृपया तव पाद पंकज स्थित धूलि सत्सम्चिन्तय
नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदार्धाय गिरा पुलकेरञ्चितं वपुकथा तव नामे ग्रहणे भविष्यति
इतं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रविश्यायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे अश्लिष्य वा पादरतं पिनष्टु मामदर्शनान् मर्महतं करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विधाता तुलम्पतो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings. And thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful woman, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service birth after birth. O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet.
O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? O Govinda, feeling your separations and considering a moment to be like 12 years or more, tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence.
I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. Bol Shri Siksastakam ki jai.
Yes.
Is to the holy name of the Lord, and the first offense is to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord.
Second offense, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu.
Third offense, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master or consider him as an ordinary person.
Fourth offense, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version.
Fifth offense, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination.
Sixth offense, to give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. Seventh, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord.
Eighth offense, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda.
Ninth offense, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name.
10th offense, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. Let us offer our humble obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who are just like desired trees, who can fulfill all desires and are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Thank you so
much for your kind association, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Please forgive me for my offenses. Thank you for your kind association. Thank you, Shani Prabhu, for hosting the session. Thank you, Subham Prabhu, for reading very nicely. Please join regularly.
Yes,
Chandal Prabhu, thank you very much for reading. George Prabhu, thank you for your attendance. Hari Bol. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. See you tomorrow, Prabhu. Thank you.